il nostro primo speaker è un personaggio che si trova a Dubai e che è, io definirei un uomo rinascimentale, Ahmed, un uomo del Rinascimento, perché ha talmente tante caratteristiche culturali e tecnologiche così straordinarie che sono rimasta stupita io stessa nel leggere poi tutti i suoi aspetti biografici. È un personaggio poliedrico con una varietà di competenze e di interessi che è una bandiera della determinazione degli Emirati verso la scienza, la tecnica, la cultura della regione. È un misto di expertise e di passione verso tutta una serie di temi che vanno dalla sicurezza, in cui certamente appunto il rapporto con Israele può costituire per il futuro una garanzia, e alla sua partecipazione a progetti spaziali come i 2 satelliti del Dubai che ora sono in cielo sopra di noi, vero, che roteano su satelliti che ci danno informazioni sul tempo, eccetera, eccetera. Così come anche il suo museo, che esiste ormai con un grande lavoro personale dal 2012, che è una forma, che è un museo, che è un crossroads of civilizations, è il museo del crossroads of civilization, appunto considerando in questa maniera il Medio Oriente, il Dubai in particolare. Voi avete quindi capito di quale personaggio io vi sto presentando in questo momento e quindi non vado avanti nella presentazione, da cui certamente mancano molti elementi. Ahmed, prego. Ahmed.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, Fiamma. Thank you, everyone, Your Excellencies. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, distinguished speakers and our audiences. Thank you very much for the great introduction. And I've learned a lot from the previous speakers, Their Excellencies, and I would like just to reiterate and continue with that. Before I was saying one region and one destiny. After the pandemic, it became one world, one destiny. You know, this pandemic, this virus has proven to us that we cannot, think that, of ourselves within our borders. Future challenges much more stronger than the current challenges. Future challenges, talk about food security, water security, pollution, other things. That all of these factors also will add value to the concept of, that we should have peace in the region. What does this peace mean for? What's the importance of this peace for us? This peace, it's about our countries, our region. How can we make it better? It's about how to look at the best interests of the people in this region. How can we learn from the past and how can we capitalize, on our strengths and then move forward? What makes this peace strong, if I can only share maybe from my perspective, where my experience in the country, is that, it's about forward thinking. It's not about the past. Part of it is reaction, part of it is security, part of it is thing, but it's also about forward thinking. It's about the future. It's about how can we spearhead our future? How can we lead our destinies? It's about, and this peace has been between strong countries and countries who really are very pioneer, and anyone gets into peace is very pioneer, because we have learned war is the weapon of the weak, as we know. Was this peace expected in our region from that perspective? So many people, they call, at the beginning when the peace happened with the UAE and Israel, they thought it was a love story, it was a honeymoon. No, it's not like that. We have, these are mature countries, they have their own interests, they know their interests, they know their direction, and they're very forward thinking, and they have visions for the future. And so this peace is very genuine for many reasons. I'm going to talk about it in a few seconds. Also, this peace will really, if we are very committed about it, we can have the spillover of this peace, in the region, so other countries can benefit, and also, especially the future generation and the youth. As we know that, some of the ingredients of this peace, for example, from our side, the UAE has been one of the countries that has more than 200 nationalities. It's the place where we have multiculturalism is part of it. So it's the place that we have guests from all over the world. So, and also our leadership commitment and towards peace and towards tolerance and inclusion has been also very vocal and noticeable. And we have been throughout the past years, I've seen the process of paving the way for peace. So it is very genuine and involved the public from beginning and gradually when it reaches the leadership. So that's why it's cemented. And it's our role, how can we transfer this peace from political and diplomatical level to translate it into other sectors. This is our role with the cultural sector, economic sectors, or other important sectors. As we know that, and also later I'm going to talk about my museum, which was founded in 2012, the Crossroads of Civilization Museum. It's only a reflection, a cultural reflection of the people and the leadership insights and values and commitments towards peace and harmony. So what are the platforms that paved for the way? So we talked about the leadership. So leadership is not just important about leadership itself, it's the vision, and also about the commitment, and also about the practicing. It's like walk the talk. Also, we have the mechanism. How can we transfer, cascade that from top to the down? So that helped a lot. Also, we have similarities and challenges in the region. I mean, nobody can deny that. You mentioned about Iran, Hezbollah, or other, terrorism, extremism. These all exist. However, this, the future challenges will be much bigger than what we have right now. So this piece, there's one aspect of it is the reaction, is the challenges that we have to meet, we have to overcome. At the same time, it's about the future. If we talk here about, there are lots of similarities, as distinguished ambassadors and our Honorable Fiam has mentioned, we talk about similarities, for example, between the Jews and the Arabs, for example. We have the tradition and the Christianity. It's a monotheistic religion. It's the same God. It's all the same God, same religion. The rules for the values, for the norms, even for the laws, for all of us is the same. The Jews are not foreign to the Middle East. They are part of the Middle East. We are all part of this region. So we cannot, deny that. We have lots of evidence. We have held conference in December at the Crossroads Civilization Museum, and we have an exhibition about the Jews in the Middle East and their presence and all of that. And still the exhibition is continuing in one of the galleries. So it's about, how can we make Middle East again great, if we can say that. Remember when the Jews and the Arabs were working together, Middle East was contributing to the world in science, technology. It was one of the great areas. And I think, if we're going to have the same laws, same jurisdictions to make the same thing comes back again, I think, both, we can have synergy and we can complement one another and to move forward. This piece also about countries that are sharing same vision of having better Middle East. None of the countries of us, especially UAE, and if I may talk about the UAE and the Israel, we can move forward without each other. But with harmony, with peace, we can be way forward. We can much more forward. And I think it's the same for other countries, if I may speak. We are talking about, how can we really, prepare better future for our future generations. We have similarities. Both countries, as you say, have visionary. That we are very committed to peace and we strive for the best. And also, both of our countries, have, land of opportunities for others, for the future generation and for other nationals to come and then to excel from the platform that we provide. We have lots of similarities between both of the nations. However, we need to make sure that we really build platforms, regional platforms that that make all of us get together and to deal with our issues at the regional level, with the economic level, political level, security, and other levels. But the beauty of this piece, is that through this piece that we can contribute a lot to development. We can have lots of programs. We have lots of successful sectors. Each country has their own successful sectors contribution. So we can get together to work together to how can we include others in this piece. Because if other generations, other countries do not see the spillover, the positive spillover of this piece, it will be very difficult to include them. Through this piece also be the platform for even solving other stagnated regional issues, which has been there for a long time, more than 70 years. To talk about, brief about my museum, my museum, the Crossroads Civilization, highlights the importance of different contributions of different civilizations. It's about all civilizations that have contributed positively, mainly focused on the relationship between Europe and the Middle East, the positive relationship from the 16th to 19th century. It has 3 galleries that include things from the monotheistic religions, and also it's focused on Judaism and Jews and the Arabs, as well as the Muslims in that museum. It has one of the biggest in the Middle East, has biggest Jewish items that, outside the state of Israel, and it has been there since 2012. It's not a new thing. Many of our Israeli friends and guests, they come there, they feel home in that museum, they feel touched, they feel emotional because nobody heard about this museum before, except visitors, universities, and others. So through this museum, we are promoting multiculturalism. We're promoting the importance of being openness and accepting one another, accepting of different perspectives. Through this museum, many people come in this museum from different backgrounds, ideological background, right wing, left wing, others. They keep their political hat out. They come there to explore the journey of looking at similarities and the beauties of each other. So this is the greatness about it. It's the museum that where children come from different nationalities and under one umbrella they see the greatest others. This museum talks about the culture of the UAE, the culture of the people, culture of the leadership that welcomes everyone and brings people together. So we need to have, make sure that this piece will be a building block for the future development. And we have to know that, we have to really have certain strategic programs to spearhead development in the region. At the same time, we need to aspire, for the future destiny and to excel regardless of regional challenges. The regional challenges will stay there, and many people live with these regional challenges. But, when we decided for the peace, whether we go through Palestinians or through Arab League, I think, the direct relationship, as Fiam was saying, it was very important that to help other issues in the region, because all of our countries each one has their own resources. We can complement one another to solve many internal projects. And also, we can be a good shield defense for future challenges. And I think, we have to capitalize on the religion. As the Pope has said, religion will unify us, and we have to really make sure that, through this Abrahamic Accord, we have to really launch from that platform and to contribute for the future. And always, try to think, that to have a strategy and vision to make the 21st century is the century of peace, of reconciliation, and of harmony, beyond tolerance. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much to Ahmed O AlMansoori. It's a very, very important presentation. I think that one of the highlights was the idea that this piece cleans the table from the delegitimization of the Jewish people that has been a terrible accusation that to the Jewish to be colonizers in the place. The moment when it cleans the table from that, it legitimizes their presence in the region as a part of the region, and it's so incredibly important. And also the other point was the discovery of the single nationality of all the single countries over there. Dubai, like Oman or Bahrain or Morocco that is so much in our heart of all of us that live here in Israel. That is so important to understand that we have to discover a lot after so many years of this confusive aggressivity in the area. You clean the area, you clean the land, and then you understand something.